Hello Year 3. It is Friday the 8th of January and this is our topic lesson. So we have a new topic for term 3, which is Save the World, and it's all about what we can do with in the environment to help our planet and our Earth to survive. So we are learning today to be able to understand the different types of energy. I can name different types of energy and I can explain what we use energy for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through some slides with some information on them, and what I'd like you to do is just make any notes down, write down any notes that you think might help you later with the activity. You could always go back and forth through the video and pause it where you need to, but if you would like to make notes, then please do. Okay, so first of all, we've got non-renewable energy. So non-renewable energy comes from natural resources that are not naturally replenished, like oil and coal. So this means that once the oil and the coal has run out and we've used it all up, that means that's it, it's gone. We can no longer get energy from these resources because we've used them all up, they're all gone. These are not resources that grow or can be made again. So they're natural because they were here on Earth and they're things that humans have found, but they are not things that will grow again. So once they are gone, they are gone. Okay, we've then got renewable energy. So renewable energy also comes from natural resources. However, these resources can be replenished, so they're always here on Earth, or they can grow back. So for example, things like sunlight, the wind and waves in the water, they are all things that are around most of the time.
A lot of our energy comes from non-renewable sources such as coal, oil and gas. These resources are made up from the remains of ancient animals and plants that develop over millions and millions of years deep beneath the ground into what we call fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are burned by power stations to produce electricity, as well as in things like cars, planes and steam trains. But non-renewable resources generate harmful greenhouse gases that damage the habitats of animals and plants and contribute to global warming. And our increasing demand for energy means they won't last forever. So we need to look for ways to make renewable and sustainable energy resources. For example, wind, solar and hydro energy. These are just some of the resources that are more friendly towards the environment. These renewable energy resources can quickly replenish themselves and can be used again and again.
Okay, so one type of renewable energy is called solar energy. Solar energy comes from the sun. The sun can be used to give us heat energy, and solar panels are used to convert sunlight into electricity. So lots of buildings now have what we call solar panels, often found on the roofs of buildings, and they collect the energy from the sunlight and turn it into electricity. And we've got wind energy. So wind turbines are used to convert the wind energy to electricity. The wind blows the blades around and this movement is changed into electricity. A group of wind turbines is called a wind farm. So you might have seen wind turbines before in the fields or on hills, and quite often they're in a group together because the more there are, the more energy they can collect. And then we've got hydropower energy. Hydropower is energy that comes from moving water. Water that flows down fast-flowing rivers is used to spin the turbines, which then generates electricity. The movement of big waves at sea can also be used to generate the energy. So this water and the waves, when it's moving, it pushes the turbines round, a little bit like the wind turbines, except these ones are under the water. So the water moves them round, and then the turbines can turn that movement into electricity and into energy. So what do we use energy for? So in our homes, we quite often have energy to heat our homes and make sure they're warm. and water so we can have a bath or a shower and wash up, and to cook our food. We need energy to power our cars. We need diesel, petrol or electricity to make our cars work. And we also use electricity to power lots of things in our homes, such as lights, televisions, computers, video consoles, lots of different things we use that need energy. So why don't we use renewable energy all the time? Why is it we're still using this non-renewable energy? Because soon those resources are going to run out. Well, renewable energy, such as wind or sunshine, can't be stored to be used whenever we need it. So we can't save it. Once it's been collected, it needs to be used straight away. So we can't save it for another time. If the wind doesn't blow, or if it isn't very sunny, then there may not be enough power for everybody. So if our solar panels are there to collect sunlight, in the winter maybe, or in the autumn, even then, sometimes we have days when it's not very sunny, and so we wouldn't be able to have any electricity or power on those days. Non-renewable resources like oil or coal, they can be stored and used whenever they're needed, so we can save those and use them for days when maybe we might need them later. And non-renewable energy is usually cheaper than renewable energy, which means not everyone can afford to use the renewable energy. What would happen if we only used non-renewable energy? I just want you to pause and have a think about that. Okay, welcome back. So what would happen is eventually the coal and the oil would run out and we'd have no other way to make any energy, which means we wouldn't be able to warm up our homes, we wouldn't be able to cook our dinners, we wouldn't be able to watch our televisions because there would be no resources left to do that. And also, the more and more we use non-renewable energy, the more pollution is going into the air, because these natural resources we need to burn in factories, which is putting poisonous gases into the air, and it's causing global warming. So if we only use non-renewable energy, that would be very, very bad for our planet. Okay. Now your activity today is going to be to think about the positives and the negatives of renewable energy. So we're going to think about what is good about renewable energy and what is maybe not so good. What are the negatives of renewable energy? So I've started you off. Something positive about renewable energy is that it uses resources which we will not run out of. We won't run out of the sun, we won't run out of wind or the waves or moving water. So that's something that's always going to be around for us to use. Something negative about renewable energy is that it's more expensive, so not everybody can afford to use it. Okay, so what I want you to do is to copy up the table and complete it. It may be that you can think of more things, which is great. At the moment, we've got another 1, 2, 3, 4 rows in our table. But if you can think of anything else, please do write it down on either side. It might be that you end up with more positives than negatives, or maybe you'll end up with more negatives than positives. And we will see what the winner is. Do you think renewable energy is going to end up having more positives or more negatives? There are 2 websites which we have included in your activity pack, which you can use, or 2 videos, which you can use to help you if you don't have enough notes from this lesson, or if you'd like to find a bit more information. Please do use those websites to help you as well, and those videos for a bit of extra help. Okay, pause the video now and complete your task. Okay, hopefully you've now all finished your task. So you should be able to see in front of you, do you have more positives for renewable energy or more negatives? And that will help you to answer our final question for our plenary. Do you think renewable energy is a good idea? And then I want you to explain why. So maybe 3 sentences I want you to write under your table. Do you think renewable energy is a good idea? Explain why. When you finish, we'd love to see what you came up with and the different ideas you had for your positives and negatives of renewable energy. Please do take a picture and email it to us to the Year 3 email address, or you could tweet it. Make sure that you tag Swingate Primary. Thanks everybody, have a lovely weekend. Bye.